Hi, my name is Beth, and I am a programming assistant for the St. Johns County Public Library System, and you are watching In the Bubble with Beth, a program where we make things. Today I'm going to make floral imprints on silk fabric. So thank you for joining me. We could use this fabric when we're done just as a scarf, or you could use it to wrap presents in, or I was thinking that I could cut up the fabric into little squares and put little bits of lavender inside and use it as sachets for your drawer. But there's endless possibilities. It's just fun to experiment. So let's go ahead and get started.
So to get started with this project, the main thing that you will need are some flowers. These are some flowers that I picked from my backyard, and I just wanted to show you they're definitely in various states of bloom and decomposition. This one has been blooming for a bit, this one is just starting to bloom, and this one is kind of seeing better days. And also, as you can see, I only have three flowers blooming in my yard right now, so that probably wouldn't be enough to do this project. But something I've been doing as I've had flowers, as I've had some bouquets, or I have flowers blooming in my yard, I just, when I'm finished using them, if I'm finished enjoying them as a bouquet or enjoying having them in my yard, I just pick the flowers off and I put them into a plastic bag, as like an airtight Ziploc bag in the freezer, and so then I've got flowers to use whenever I'd like. The other main component of this project is a silk scarf. I got this from Jacquard online. It's 100% Chinese silk. I tried looking in some of the different arts and crafts stores around town, Michael's and Hobby Lobby, and I didn't find this in the store, but I was able to easily find it online. It's not expensive. I tried to do this project actually with a silk organza, and it did not work. The colors kind of stuck to the fabric, but I think it was too thin. So try to just get a 100% Chinese silk scarf. You can also, I've seen them online where they sell them as handkerchiefs. That might be great to use as well. You are also going to need some string or rubber bands. This that I'm using is just a macrame string, but you can use any kind of string or rubber bands. If you're using string, you'll need a pair of scissors. You're also going to need white distilled vinegar, and you will need either a spray bottle to put the vinegar in or just a bowl. I've got this lovely bowl that my mother-in-law made, so I'll use that one. You will need either an old towel or some newspaper to lay down on your table while you're making your roll to steam. In the kitchen, we're going to need either a steamer pot or just a regular pot is what I'll be using, with some kind of tray implement to put your silk roll with the flowers in. I'll be using just a regular pot and a colander. You could also use maybe a toaster oven tray, something like that. And then you'll also need a pair of tongs so that you can safely take the roll off of your steamer pot. And then finally we will need an iron so that we can iron all the wrinkles out and help set the color into the scarf.
So for step one, I've gone ahead and laid my towel out onto the table, and then I've laid my silk fabric over the towel, and I'm just going to start arranging flower petals how I would like them to be on my silk. So I'm actually just going to start by throwing what I have down onto the silk. And you can see I've got these little purple flowers with the green buds, and I'll have to decide if I want to keep those together or if I want to separate those. I've got some frozen rose heads, and then I've got my fresh ones that I'm just gonna start just kind of peeling petals. And I even have, you know, these the little center part, that might be kind of a nice little variety in color, so I might grab those as well. I like how these roses, the ones that were frozen, almost ended up kind of a purpley color, whereas the ones that I just grabbed the other day from my backyard are still pretty red. And I think that'll make a nice contrast. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of start arranging them onto the silk. I kind of want to, I mostly have red and kind of magenta-y colored roses, but I do have these purples, and I want to spread those out. And I think I am going to keep them on the green because I like that extra color. Okay, so I think I've got them pretty much arranged here across the silk. And the next thing I need to do is, starting from one end, I'm going to tightly and evenly roll the fabric so it looks like a snake. And as I roll, I'm going to try to keep the flower matter well packed in my bundle. So I'm just going to start here and roll like this. And I might have to, you know, sometimes push onto the flower petals to make sure that they stay into the bounds of the fabric as I'm going. It gets easier as I move along. Okay, and so now I have my bundle. So the next step is to either get some string and cut little pieces that we're going to be using to tie up our bundle like a little sausage, or get your rubber bands and go ahead and just take your first string and tie a little knot. You're just trying to keep your bundle together, basically. So I'm going to just keep doing this with my string all the way up. Okay, so now I've got my bundle of silk flower petals all tied up like a sausage, and I'm going to be dipping my my bundle into a bowl of vinegar. If you have a spray bottle, you can just spray it and just make sure you soak the entire thing. But since I've got this nice bowl that my mother-in-law made, I'm just going to go ahead and put my bundle into the vinegar. That smells super stinky. Okay, and just making sure that the entire bundle gets wet. And now we are going to head to the kitchen. So I've headed into my kitchen, and I've taken a pot of water and filled it up about 1/3 of the way through and set it to high on my stovetop so that it would boil. And now we're ready to go, so let me show you what I'm going to do next. So you can see I've got my pot of boiling water on the stove, and I've put a colander on top. And now I'm just going to take my tongs and kind of shake a little bit of the vinegar off. And put my bundle of flowers in silk right here in the colander. And I'm going to go ahead and cover it with a lid so it captures the steam. And then I'm going to leave it on my stovetop for at least an hour. The longer the better. So I'm going to probably try for an hour and a half. I'm going to try that. And just a tip, while you've got your bundle steaming on your stovetop for at least an hour, you definitely want to keep your eye on your pot of water. Keep checking the levels of water, because as you know, as water turns to steam, it condenses and you're going to be losing water in your pot. So you want to keep your eye on that pot and maybe periodically add some more water. So that it keeps the steam going and also prevents a house fire. So just keep your eye on it. So it has been an hour and a half. Remember, you want to keep your silk bundle on the stovetop steaming for at least an hour, but it's been an hour and a half for me. And now I've transferred my bundle to the sink, where I'm just very lightly dousing it with a little bit of cold water while it's all still bundled up. And then what I'm going to do after I've soaked the whole thing with water is I'm going to remove all the ties and shake out the flower petals and rinse it again. So now I've rinsed it all out, and look, it looks really cool. And it looks much better than the silk organza attempt that I tried. In fact, some parts of the scarf, like down at the bottom over there, down here, came out really bright colors. It's really cool. So I've hung it up in the bathroom, and I am going to let it hang here to dry overnight, and then we will iron it to get all the wrinkles out, and it'll be complete. Okay, the final step, take your iron and put it on a lower setting to iron it out. And when you've gotten as much of the wrinkles out as you can, then you can enjoy your beautiful floral imprinted scarf. If you're interested in different things that you could do with silk and fabric and flowers, you might want to check out this book from the St. Johns County Public Library System, Martha Stewart's Encyclopedia of Sewing and Fabric Crafts. There's all kinds of different craft ideas in there. And if you're just interested in flower arrangements in general, you might enjoy the Flower Book or Seasonal Flower Arranging or Everyday Flowers. All of these books are so pretty, and the St. Johns County Public Library System has many more books for crafting and about flowers, so just ask somebody at your local library for help. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too. If you make your own silk floral imprint, I'd love to see a picture of it. Tag us on social media at SJCPLS on Facebook, or hashtag I love SJCPLS on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, comment on it, and share it. And please stay tuned to the St. Johns County Public Library System's Facebook page and YouTube channel for more great programming for adults, teens, and children. We might see you at the library soon, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.